Yourself up if you don't meet the expectations. People beat themselves up because guess what? We couldn't do it. It didn't work out, all of that. But, what we all want to do and be is better than we were last year. So we're always assessing what worked, what didn't work. So self-evaluation is a great way to identify those things and decide how we want to improve. But because we are human, we fall short sometimes. And guess what? That's okay. It's really okay. Don't beat yourself up. It's okay. It is okay. That's just a part of being alive. And failure is actually very important. It is a important growth tool on anybody's journey. People say, I done failed my way to success. Because people think that some people just wake up and they just become successful and they create the business of their dreams and all these great things happen to them, but it can't happen to you. But what you don't know is the backstory. You don't know about the downfall. As we move into this age of social media, more entrepreneurs are being more transparent about the failures that have happened up into getting to the wins. So it's important. So to keep from getting too down on yourself, when this happens, try to adopt a growth versus a fixed mindset. A growth mindset is a little bit different from a positive mindset or positive emotions. So a fixed mindset would be somebody saying, I'm either good at this or I ain't. And if you hear that sentence, you say, how self-limiting is that? I'm either good or I'm not. It's like saying, since I messed up this goal, I must not be capable of achieving it because it didn't go according to the way. But then a growth mindset would say something like, I'm not good at this yet, but with effort, I can improve. Don't that sound better? A growth, even though you might initially struggle with something, that you can overcome, you can improve, and you can acquire the skills that you didn't have before. And when you think about, positive emotions, there's some benefit to, having positive emotions versus negative emotions. If you did a Google search on negative emotions, you'll get 253 million results. Ask me how I know. There are no shortages of information about how to deal with negative emotions. But what about the effect of positive emotions? By embracing the power of positivity, you can live a more fuller and healthier life. According to the neurobiology of emotion, that's a whole study, the 5 primary emotions are anger, fear, pleasure, sadness, and disgust. That's 4 out of 5 primary emotions that are very negative. So it's no wonder that our society has a tendency to overlook positive emotions and lead automatic to the negative. Our emotions, our feelings, they may seem so intangible, but there is a reason why the phrase, you hurt my feelings, is in existence. Because negative stimulation, negative bias, all have a profound effect on us physically. And we talked about that. These negative emotions can give you pain. They can pain you. They can cause disease. We know that cancer is a disease of anger, deep hurt, regret, and deep grief. And when I see the people who are suffering from it, I can nail it down to one of those 4 things when it comes to cancer clients. And so being able to recognize, where you are and noticing the uplifting effects of positive emotions. It may take a little bit of work than being negative all the time, because it's some people, they just negative Nancy. Negative Ned. You just know when you get around this person, it's just not going to be good. And, before I was this person, I couldn't understand how come when I got around certain people, I was so tired when I left. Like, why am I tired? Because they done sucked the living life out of you. And so, these negative emotions and emotions that we've had, carrying them with us, we really want to look at the power of releasing the negative stuff, keeping the positive stuff. That's one of the reasons why I love the emotion code and being able to use that as a cheat sheet to help people to be able to erase those negative emotions. And so there's so much power in positivity. If you already are in like a negative funk, and even the tiniest thing, a chipped nail, a stubbed toe, a spilled glass of milk can put you in a tailspin and feel like everything is a tragedy. But when you're in an uplifting mood and things seem to be going well, it makes all those little things, even a big trauma, easier to handle, if that makes sense. So there's a whole positive list of emotions like amusement, serenity, like all of these things help us. Being in awe of somebody, experiencing kindness, frequent encounters with people who are negative, you can kill them with kindness. So you heard that before when we were growing up. Kill them with kindness, girl. It's going to be all right. Sometimes all people need to know is that somebody cares, and they will reap the benefits of feeling the good vibes that you give to them. And then being in gratitude, appreciating everything that you have, big and small, everything that you get to do, not have to do. Because we don't have to do anything. That's a Dr. Loretta-ism. We get to do, we don't have to do. And so when you think about, the gratitude of life, life can fly by in such a blur if we don't pay attention. So it's really important. When you think about, going back to the fixed mindset and the growth mindset, there's some things that happens. Sometimes you'll get feedback from people. And when you get the feedback, your growth mindset or fixed mindset will tell you how you are going to be able to accept that. So if you're somebody who's suffering from the fixed mindset, when your boss says that you did something wrong, the first thing you could think is, I'm probably a failure. And then you look at the feedback as a personal attack. And when you look at it like that, it can hurt your creativity, your ability to learn. Some people have a hard time giving feedback without sounding demeaning, but this says more about them than it does about you. And so when you receive the feedback, here's some tips to help you to accept this feedback and not as criticism. The first thing is you want to ignore your first instinct. A lot of times when somebody is giving you constructive criticism, our first thing is to feel hurt or get defensive. And, when the feedback is not complimentary, because people have told me things and, everybody's entitled to their opinions. Everybody has them. And, I listen. I don't take it in and make it personal and all that. So that's the first thing. Don't take it personal. Just listen and just, count to 10 if you have to while you're listening in your head, and just listen. Let the person, who's giving you the feedback, hear you listening, and don't be afraid to, just take some time after the feedback to let things, marinate for a minute before you respond, Excuse me. The second thing you want to do is sift the good from the bad. You know how they say, chew up the meat and spit out the bones? Just figure out what was good about it. Whatever the constructive criticism is. You don't have to agree with it. Just listen and take the good and let whatever you feel is bad go. And the third thing is sometimes you need to distance yourself. Constructive criticism isn't personal. It's supposed to be a way to help you to get better at whatever it is that you're doing. So, just accept it. Take some time to, distance. If you want to punch the person in the face that said it to you, take a minute, distance yourself, give yourself a little bit of leeway there. And
oh my God.
What? What Kemp said to you? Oh my God, what? Don't punch nobody in the face, okay? The next thing is, obstacles are opportunities. It's an opportunity to get better. So even the world's greatest experts in every field have areas where they can improve. We know Michael Jordan, he shot the basketball 10,000 times a day, just over and over and over. And you notice anybody who's any good at anything has spent hours upon hours of doing things. They say anything that you want to do, spend 10,000 hours doing it, and you're the best at it. You know what I'm saying? So you want to just look at those obstacles as opportunities to identify areas where you can improve. So the next time when somebody's giving you a little bit of feedback, just ask yourself, what can I learn from it? How can I use this to be even better? Don't be afraid to follow up with a question so that you can get a clearer idea of what you should be working towards. So that always helps to get clarity on, what it is, especially if it's at your job. And the last thing, know who you are, know your worth. While, some of us may act defensively about criticism, there's, you want to know who you are and know that 9 times out of 10, this person is giving you this information to help you get better and be better. So don't take it to heart. So yeah, hold on. Let me go back to my original notes. So that's the criticism part. So when it comes to criticism, the fixed mindset is I did something wrong, I'm a failure. But the growth mindset said, okay, it didn't work out this time the way I wanted to. But what can I learn from what happened so that I can try it next time a different way? A growth mindset versus a fixed mindset is like the difference between learning from mistakes or giving up because of the mistakes. So what we don't want to do is give up. We just want to keep pushing. But can you imagine if some of the people that we know that have done great things, if they had stopped? Man, if Steve Jobs stopped making these Apple phones, I don't even know what I would do. He set the people in place, set that train rolling, and we good. Or the person who created the light bulb, it took 9,999 times. I don't know. I think I might have quit it around the 25 mark. Like, this ain't working. I need to quit. Just think about all the things that we use on a day-to-day basis that somebody sat down and tried it over and over and over and over and over again until they got it right. And so that same thing goes for us. And so, don't let those fixed mindset mentalities, get you. Some people, don't even realize how talented they are because they haven't dug in because they're so afraid to fail. And we have to know that so many of us are failing our way to success. Nothing comes without some fight. So dig in and don't let the fixed mindset find its way upon you. We really just want to avoid being stuck in that fixed mindset. And so in a growth mindset, you're going to be ready to try new things, learn new things, and that's fun. I love learning new things. Y'all know I'm making jewelry now, playing with epoxy resin and all that. That is so much fun. I'm so creative. I love to do creative things. And so whatever it is that you enjoy doing, do. Look at, we often follow what our Sabrina Bravery Black is doing. Did y'all see the picture yesterday with the whole group? That group is getting bigger, girl. But it's all consistency. It's all doing it. And she said, "Oh, remember when she first started?" And she said, I don't know. They asked me to do the class. Now she like certified to do the class. Are you kidding me right now? She is the biggest example of a growth mindset. Like, okay, I didn't feel so good about that this time, but I ain't quitting. I ain't quitting. Sabrina, how much conversation did you have with yourself before you said, let me just go here to get this certification because they keep asking me to do this class? Unmute her, Kent. He ain't paying attention. He over there doing something else. Let me see if I can do it. Can you unmute? Okay,
yeah,
good. Okay, good.
I still have conversations with myself. It hasn't stopped. Because each time I learn a new fitness routine, I still have those thoughts in my head. Like, are you sure you're going to do this? No. But I just do it anyway. But the voices haven't stopped.
Wow.
I'm just committed.
And that is the epitome of growth mindset. Because easily she could say, this ain't working. But don't you enjoy learning the new stuff? Don't you enjoy how you're able to help your participants get the growth that they're looking to get, and they look to you now?
I do, and I'm getting in better shape as well. And I'm always nervous when I teach the first release, but I have such a relationship with my class that they don't care if I mess up. They just mess up with me. So I get through it.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. I'm so proud of, Sabrina. And she look good, y'all. Y'all seen her, right? She don't got an ounce of fat nowhere. She looking good, right? Listen, I'm about to come to Arkansas so I can get fixed up. Cause you know what happens when people see people our age and we look like that. You know what they say? My girl, what? Looking amazing. So keep up the great work. We are watching. We are learning. You really have given so many of us permission to do whatever it is that we're working on. And that's what happens when you're doing something great. You give the other people that are watching, you give them permission to be great as well. So keep up the great work.
Thank you.
So growth mindset to the 25th power. So, trying to learn these new things, can be a little daunting, but know that there are many examples of people who are doing that. So, what you want to do is anytime you're setting a goal, there's potential for setbacks and failures. Maybe you want to lose 30 pounds by June. Maybe you want to lose, maybe you only lose 18 pounds. But a fixed mindset might say it was a failure. But a growth mindset, we're going to say, man, at least I got rid of 18 pounds. And it may take me a little bit longer than June. First of all, it took you longer than June or a couple of months to get it. So when you think of, I'm going to lose all this weight in a month, or I'm going to lose all this weight in 2 months, be mindful that it didn't take that amount of time to get it. So it's not going to take that amount of time to get it gone. Or whatever it is you're working on, learning a language, learning a new job, whatever it is going to take time. And time is okay. Because guess what? The time is going to pass regardless. Regardless, the time is going to pass. And so because the time is going to pass anyway, you may as well decide what you want to do and get to doing it. I'm so excited about, what's happening here in this life-changing alliances, the personal development here. From the time I started almost, I don't know, is it 3 years? Is it 4 years? I don't know how long I've been here now. But I have seen so many of you start at a level. What you saying, Kemp? How long I've been here?
3 years. Thank you very much.
3 years. Thank you very much. And let me just speak to that for a minute. This is definitely me in a growth mindset because I have never been anywhere for 3 years. Ever. No job. No.
Wow. Wow.
No.
That's huge right there. That's huge.
I quit. Listen, it ain't working out. I don't know what's going on. I quit. This is not what I signed up for. I quit. And so that speaks a lot to what's happening here and what's happening with me as far as having that growth mindset, as well. This is, life is more than just today, tomorrow. It is your entire lifetime. So the goals that you have for your entire lifetime is what you want to think about, where you are, where you're going, and how you're going to get there. And again, we talked about this, I think we talked about it last week. If you're finding that you are not moving in the way that you want to move, you may need some assistance, and don't be afraid to ask for it, whether that's a mental health professional, a health coach, life coach, business coach, whatever it is. Sometimes we can only go as far as what our mind knows already, and sometimes we think we know it all. But what I've learned is that I don't know nothing. I ain't gonna say I don't know anything, but there's some areas that when it comes to business that I need help. And so I enlisted the help that I needed in order to take myself to the next level. See, you've already taken yourself as far as you can go. So then the next thing is how do you get to the next level? What is it that you need to do? Is there some books you need to read? Do you need to go to YouTube University? Or do you need to go to a real technical school? Or do you need to go to your enterprise center, your SCORE location, your small business association, whatever it is? We in this group have very, very high expectations for ourselves. And so in order for us to get there, what my dad used to say, if you keep doing what you've been doing, you're going to keep getting what you've been getting. And if you don't like it, you better change it. That truly is the definition of insanity. And, a lot of times we can spin our wheels thinking we're doing something, and we're really not doing anything productive that's creating money, creating the finances that we want. We want to be entrepreneurs, but you can't be an entrepreneur if your business is not producing what it needs to produce. So this growth mindset versus fixed mindset is going to help you to be able to say, you know what? I've taken myself as far as I can take myself, and it's okay to ask for help. And that doesn't mean the help got to cost money. That just means that you got to ask for help. Just get the help that you need, because guess what? You don't want to. This is a brand new decade. And that's why we're talking about this. This is a brand new decade. And I want all of you to reach every single goal that you have written down for yourself. The goal might not happen in 2020, but we got 2021, 22, 23. This is a whole new 10-year decade. And I surely do not want to spend this decade the way I spent the last. And what somebody said, I got more years behind me than I do in front of me. So that just says playtime over. And so getting the help that you need can collapse some time frames for you, can reduce the learning curve for yourself. And so, when it comes to this growth mindset and how we're thinking and our emotions and things that come around that, all last week, I got introduced to the emotion code and how the emotion code can help us to get out of our own way. And I was so excited because some of you have really allowed me to share this emotion code, with you. And I really feel like it is the cheat sheet for life. Now, most of us, I believe in what Louise Hay talks about when it comes to our emotions and what our emotions can cause. Now, Louise Hay says if you have any type of ailment, there's an emotion that caused it, and then she gives you the affirmation to release the emotion so that you can release the disease. That absolutely works. It just takes a little more time. And so what I like about the emotion code is that it is so much of a cheat sheet. Because now, instead of having to say affirmations, we can use your own body to let it go. Now, the emotion code, and I got a chance to use it on a couple of you in this class. If anybody wants to share their experiences, please raise your hand and share if you want to. But there's so many people that, one of the reasons why we don't move, and that's why I'm segueing into the emotion code, is because a lot of people are holding on to emotions that they don't even know that they had. One of the things, I found so many things in people. One lady was holding on to confusion and anger that was placed in her body when she was 15, when she found out that her dad was not her dad. The guy who was raising her whole life was not her father. And it set that in motion. And that whole thing has allowed her to, has blocked her from so many things. And once we release the emotion using muscle testing and your own electromagnetic fields, she called me the next day. She said, I don't know what you did, but I really feel way more energized and I can do more things. And, my friend said I'm even different. The next client I had was a gentleman, and he didn't believe any of it. I said, well, just let me test it on you. He found love unreceived, heartache from 1986 that was placed when he went through his divorce and when his mother told him, because of his divorce, you're not my son no more. So we don't know how this body of ours is accepting the things that we experience. And what's amazing is, you can balance your body, your mind, and your soul using the emotion code that was created by Dr. Bradley Meltzer. If you don't know about it, go Google it. It is really simple and a transformative energy healing method. And because we are so cutting edge when it comes to the things that we do, this is one of those cutting edge modalities, the new thing that I have learned and have already in the past 30 days helped so many people release emotions that they've been holding for a long time. A lot of the people who have used it not only have released emotions that they've been holding, but because of these emotions, they're causing them to have pain and disease in the body. So a lot of the results that people are getting is they're easing physical discomfort, physical pain. Their love and relationships are better because you can remove barriers to love and increase your ability to connect, creating more success in your relationship. You can also heal generations by healing your own energy, because that will help to help you going forward into your life. This can even be used for animals. So there's a 4-step process to this healing process. The first thing is discovery. And, it's a 4-part way that we do that. And it's designed to help people find whatever is going on. And then we can expose the subconscious barriers that may be contributing to physical and emotional distress. And then release them, releasing these potential harmful energies in minutes using this emotion code. And that will empower you to restore emotional and physical balance. And so emotion code works by using muscle testing. And, whenever I do it, people always think, what is this? What is this? What is this? So, muscle testing is based on biomagnetic energy. It's not that difficult. We have so much of these energies in our bodies. We are moving and doing things. We can raise our hands, put our foot in front of the other, and most of these things that we do are involuntary because of all of the energies that we have. It's called the Emotion Code by Dr. Bradley Nelson. And so you can muscle test yourself, muscle test by using, because what happens with the body is this. We have 2 minds going, right? We have our conscious mind and our subconscious mind, right? The subconscious mind has been with you your whole life since inception. So everything that has ever happened to you, it knows. It knows the play-by-play. It knows who did it. It knows when they did it. And it knows what emotions got trapped when those things happen. I found in my own body heartache from 1991 when I was 25 years old. What was happening in 1991 when I was 25 years old? I found out that the love of my life was cheating on me. I'm like, when the year came up, I couldn't even figure out what was happening. I had to figure out how old I was and where I was and all of that. And when it was so dead on to what was happening in my life at the time, I'm like, oh my goodness. This to me is amazing. So I've already tested it on myself. And by releasing these things, you release disease, you release blocks. One of my clients was suffering from indecisiveness, right? But she thought it was procrastination. And once we used the method and released the indecisiveness that we explored and found, the very next day she was able to complete a project that she had been stuck on, that she thought she was just being a procrastinator and beating herself up for being a procrastinator. But really it was the emotion of indecisiveness that was blocking her from getting done. So some of us have all of those things. That is a new modality. If you're interested, definitely let me know. But we want to really work on the way that we see things. Is the glass half empty? Is the glass half full? This fixed mindset.
Melvin's hand is up.
Whose hand is up? Melvin? Okay, well, I can't see hands because I'm not the host. So can you let him out?
Oh,
Yes, you're the host. You're the host.
All right. I'll let him out of jail.
You gonna let him out? Okay.
He coming out of jail in a minute.
All right, let him out.
Everything. I'm looking for him. I seen him.
Millionaire Melvin. Yeah, he wasn't even doing it, and he was getting, just by asking, because he was getting ready to do it. Remember when I did it for Derek, and he was about to do it, and he said he was already falling and he hadn't even started.
Go ahead, Million.
Good morning, LCA family.
Good morning.
Good morning.
The emotional code actually really works.
Yes, it does.
I had purchased it from WBAI from another sage, a spiritual healer.
Yes.
And he actually used these binaural beats that he has, but he does the emotional code, and then he do block clearing, and he do trauma clearing.
Yes.
And the trauma clearing that he do trauma clearing on your level, trauma clearing on the DNA level, with you and your mother, you and your mother's stomach, and then on a cellular level, which is culturally.
Yes.
And so when I did the block clearings, you listen to the programs, you did the block clearings. I did 2 block clearings, and immediately I went to bed. I woke up, and walking from my bed to the bathroom, I immediately felt like I felt different. I felt more focused, more confident, and more sure of myself. When I did the trauma clearing, now my sister and my nephew, they was murdered, God bless their soul, when I was 17. And so I was very depressed about them for like 5 years. So I'm always like mourning them. When I did the trauma clearing around them, now today when I think about them, I don't just think about what happened. It's not a strong negative, depressing feeling about what happened, because I think I now am grateful for the time that we have together. The time that we had together, and I celebrate them more now. And I'm even talking to them now. I'm talking to my ancestors now because I did that type of clearing.
Yes.
So, and he does the muscle testing.
Yes.
And sure enough, when I did the muscle testing, I said yes. I went forward. I said no. I went backwards. I said I'm a woman. I went backwards. I said I'm a man. I went forward.
Yes.
And so when I do the muscle testing, and if it's contrary to something positive, he asks for your permission to change it, and then you hear these binaural beats.
Yes.
And what he's saying is that it's like, say, when you have a computer and it's have a virus, you go in and you debug it.
Yes.
So you're debugging the subconscious the same way of all that negativity that you're recognizing.
Yes.
That's in there, right?
Yes.
So it actually does work, and I feel more focused. And I never thought that I was poor. When I did the trauma clearing around being poor, I was so shocked on how on subconscious level that I was really looking at myself as being poor. And so now today I say certain affirmations. I am rich. I am healthy. I am prosperous. Yes. I am strong. I am a leader. I am rich. I am a people's person.
Yes.
And it's like that. It's like the attributes in my mind. I'm helping me control them to work with me and not have all this anxiety, fear, and worry, right, against me. So I just wanted to share that.
That is so, oh my God. Go ahead, man.
That's so
awesome,
good.
bro.
That's so good. That's so good. And that is the norm. That's what people experience. You know, once you've had the emotion code done for you, and it can be done in person or it couldn't be done remotely. Once it's done for you, there's a 1 to 2 day window of the emotion processing out. And so in that time, you can have dreams, you can have thoughts, all these things can come up. One of my clients had a bout of sadness, and then after that was better. Another one was just on cloud 9 and then kind of came down. And some people just kind of stay even. My one client that had the divorce issue in 86, he had a whole dream about his mom and how his mom said she forgave him and all this kind of stuff in this dream. He said it was so weird. He said we were in a grocery store and we were laughing and all that. And she said, you know, I forgive you. And, you know, his mom has passed on. His mom has passed on. It's been gone for more than 10 years. So he's been carrying this for since 1986. And now he's not. And so this is just another energy healing modality. And yes, it can heal not only you, but just like Melvin said, it can heal old trauma. It can heal things that's been carried, that's been inherent, because we as people can easily pick up we can absorb the emotional energy from our parents and carry that. We can carry all of these negative emotions from our mothers to ourselves and then to our children. So you can absolutely heal generations of people by using this modality. And so, you know, it really, over this last month that I've been beta testing it, you know, becoming this amazing practitioner of it, you know, I am amazed. I'm already amazed at, you know, the willingness of people to really get to their best self. And this is a way that you can get to your best self. And this muscle testing, this sway testing that Melvin's talking about, standing still and being able to ask yourself questions, yes or no. Guess what? That works in everyday life. You can muscle test yourself. You can ask yourself any question about whatever it is that you got going on, even to whether or not a food is good for you. You can literally put the food in your hand, put the makeup in your hand, put whatever it is you're about to ingest or put on your body in your hand, hold it out, stand still, and if your body goes back, that's a no-go. But if the body goes forward, it's all good. And so that's a cheat sheet way that you can say, is this food good for me, or is this lotion good for me, or whatever it is that you want to know about. And the same thing can be about, you know, certain things that have happened. You can even ask yourself, do I have trauma? Do I have these negative emotions that are sitting here, you know, in my body? You know, is my body issues that I'm having being caused by some trapped emotion? And if it is, then we know the emotion code and we can help you to release it. Well, I know the emotion code and I can help you release it, but you can also do your own due diligence, do your own research, and see what they're saying about it. This is not a new modality. It's been around for a while. And it's just one of those things that when you pray for clarity, and when you pray for God to direct you in a way, you better turn your mic off. You better turn your mic off. Screaming for Lynn. When you are attempting to take care of yourself in a different way without using a bunch of medications and drugs and all that kind of stuff, then this is definitely a way to do that, and it's something that you can learn to do for yourself. Once you know how it's done. Dr. Brad uses magnetic therapy, so I use magnets to release the trapped emotion, and it has worked 100% of the time for all of the people that I have beta tested it on for the last month. So if that's we're some of us are just meant to be healers. You know that, and even some of you who are in this group. When you think about, who you are and who you're becoming and all of that, if you're somebody who is highly empathetic, or you're sensitive, or it's just in your blood because you already a physical therapist, or you're a veterinarian, or you're a massage therapist, or a doctor, or a nurse, or somebody that is really looking out for the world at large, you probably are somebody that can be an energy healer. If you can read other people already and you're already choosing natural routes, you don't get lost in the details of things. You can be alone with yourself without feeling alone. If helping people is your purpose, so many of us are just we know so much because we experience so much. Even people who have experienced mental health issues and now are on the other side of that can help somebody else through it. If you're somebody who really just feels people, you can easily be a energy healer. So you guys are so amazing. I appreciate being able to share this information with you. I'm not going to read through all of these ways to know if you were meant to be a healer. So we want to be mindful of this fixed mindset versus the growth mindset. Fixed mindset, I'm a failure. Growth mindset, how can I do this better? Mr. Satchel, let's ask some questions. Anybody have any questions about anything we talked about? Fixed mindset versus growth mindset. Questions, comments, emotion code. We got 10 minutes. What is that noise, sir? Okay. I don't see no hands. Wait a minute, let me look. No questions. Whose car is that? It's a couple people on that. I actually did the emotion code on. If anybody wants to speak to that, they can. But it truly is a game changer for a lot of clients because it's allowing them to get past it. These things that are blocking them without medications and trying to figure things out. Yes. Okay. I don't know who noise that is, Laverne. I'm not a host, so I can't fix it. Can you I don't know. Kemp is the host, so I can't unmute Miss Jeanette. Miss Jeanette, can you
Okay, I'm working on it.
Okay. No worries. You know.
I don't like to do this Apple.
Oh, he gave it to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, hold on.
All right. If you can make me a host, let me see if I can request. No, I can't. Can't make. If you make me a host, I'll be able to do it. But doesn't that sound interesting, you guys, to be able to determine what emotions are trapping you and being able to find out what those emotions are, and then to uh, use this modality to be able to release yourself, from it. So I'm just really, really excited to be able to offer it. Go ahead, Deidre Lynn. You can.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you, and you can unmute Miss Jeanette.
Okay, and I'm team PC today.
Okay.
LeBron.
Okay.
Because we had to kill the Apple phone.
Oh,
So,
shit.
Let's see, Miss Jeanette, there you are.
I don't know if you can hear me, because I can barely hear you. Everything's coming. I get like every other word. But you offer the testing yourself, Darlena?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. How do you go about getting it?
So it's just a matter of a phone call where I can see you. So that could be FaceTime, Tango, Duo, whatever. And as long as I can see you and see which way your body is moving when I ask the questions, then we can facilitate it that way. So that's how we do it. It's simple, very simple. The people that I've done have been, I think the furthest person I've done is in Atlanta, but done that right over the phone. And, just the results have been amazing. I didn't think it was going to be possible, so I wanted to test it to see if I can do it not in the same room with a person. But the results are the same. The results are the same. So, yeah.
All right.
You got it.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We'll call you.
Okay. But I mean, really, this doctor is amazing. Him and his wife, and how I even got it, I have been praying for a lot of things, We're so powerful with the words that we say out of our mouths. And, just looking for a way to really give people movement and growth that they can see, feel, touch, taste. Like, I want to change, and I want to change today. And so I was with Dr. Loretta, and she said, oh, my girlfriend told me I should read this book. And she said, you probably should read it too. So I know that God talks to me through people. And so I pay attention when people talk to me. And so when she said it and she said the name of it, I said, okay. And we ordered the book. But by the time the book had come, that same day, I had ordered the book on Audible. By the time I got the book, I was already through it. And so when I got the book, I saw the ways that it's done. Like they have a bunch of pictures in the book for, where to put your hand at when somebody's in front of you, to really give you, how to do the modality. It's very, very simple. And so, she was one of my first people, and I'm so excited and grateful to be somebody who is just open for how I can help myself and help other people at the same time. So, I told you that I did myself first. And when I think about the heartache that was placed in my heart in 1991, it was not very many years after that I was diagnosed with congestive heart failure. So when we think about these emotions that get placed, how easily they can manifest into something if it has not been dealt with. And so it wasn't until, I got holistic care that I was able to heal my heart. But because the emotion was still there, doesn't mean that it couldn't re-manifest itself. So now by releasing it, I really feel the healthiest I've ever been in a long time. Minus this little cold thing that's trying to get me from all the travel that I've done in the last couple of days. But, it is really a way to it's a cheat sheet. That's what I call it, the cheat sheet. It's just a way to do it now, get it done now. Let's see how much time we got. Oh, look at that. It's 10 o'clock.
Darlena.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow, that information, as usual, is always on point, on time, timely and relevant. Remember that phrase? Timely and relevant.
I do.
Yes. Yes. And I can attest to, those emotions. I was a person, I think they call it a stuffer, somebody that just stuffs things down and like refuses to deal with that to the point where they just build up and they boil over, or they just start seeping out, looking for ways to poke themselves out, you know. And at some point you have to stop, take stock, as they say, and, admit that you're having all of those emotions and feelings, and they have to be dealt with. Absolutely. They have to, or they will deal with you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well,
all right. So, sure. Hold on. Mr. Satchel would like to share some closing thoughts.
Okay.
No, you don't need your phone.
Just talk.
Yeah, just talk. We can hear you. Okay. All right. Well, either way, thank you everybody for getting on the call today. As usual, Darlena, thank you for doing your due diligence and sharing with us. Everyone, please give Darlena a hand. Just send your energy, because I know some of you are driving. But, Darlena, we love you. And just keep being you, the best you that you can be.
I will. I promise.
And from Kemp and myself, we love everyone. And we will see you this time tomorrow. Everybody throw up their L's.
It's all amazing.
Yes, yes.
All right. You guys have an amazing day on purpose. See you tomorrow. Same time, same station. Bye-bye for now. Facebook family, I hope that was helpful for you. Thank you so much for riding with me and my Life-Changing Alliances family. I'm always so excited to be able to bring new information. If you are somebody who is interested in the emotion code and releasing some old stuff that you've been carrying on, feel free to inbox, DM, whatever. My number's listed somewhere on one of these things somewhere. Definitely reach out and let me help you get it straight so that you can finish this decade out in a most amazing way, the best way that you know how. So thank you so much for watching. We'll talk real soon. Bye-bye for now.